After a lifetime in the woods, it's not too often that I'm caught with my pants down. But some things you just have to see to believe. Once a year, the lone moose throws a party.
This is crazy.
Then all hell breaks loose.
That was insane. That was insane.
No one knows why the supergroup forms. But if I'm embedded in a gang this dangerous,
I can smell their breath.
I need to go undercover. This is America, the Wild.
Look at this stuff. It's amazing that these moose can actually get through this stuff. I mean, these are giant critters, and they totally just plow through this willow. And I come around to this thick, thick willow bottom. And right in front of me, at first, I think it's a pile of bones. Look at this. Maybe I found some shed moose antlers. This is not a shed antler. It is unbelievable what I find. This is unbelievable. Look at this, look at this. These are heavy, massive horns and skulls here. This thing has been sitting here for a very long time. You can see all the moss and lichen on it. Oh, this thing is so heavy, dude. Check this out. Look at this. Let's just cut through those willows. Cutting through the willows, and this is just buried, all tangled. This is where two big bull moose got locked together during a fight, and that's the way they died.
Moose mating season. Two prime bulls, each weighing in at 1,500 pounds. Antlers the size of snow plows.
It's hard to imagine, but these guys have so much force. As hard as this antler looks, it actually has a bit of give, a little bit of flex. So all that force, it flexed just enough. And when they got their heads together and locked them together forever, look at this. Completely locked. And the only thing cooler than finding this is to actually have front row seats to one of these battles. Got a great fresh skiff of snow on the ground, so it's a perfect situation to cut some moose tracks. I've got several sets of moose prints right here in the snow, just kind of coming down from the high country down into this massive willow flat.
This is one of the most hidden places in all of Montana, the Centennial, a place I've never been. I normally only see a handful of moose all year. Word on the street is that the Centennial Valley is moose mecca. I've got this interstate of moose with these merging wolves and deer and elk. And look how cool this is right here. Predator, prey, right together. And they're headed right down there into those willows. And one way you can tell the freshness of the track is if you find scat like I just did here. And if you just squish it between your fingers, you can tell if it's soft, it's fresh. If it's hard, it's not so fresh. But there's another way. You know, there's only one more thing you can do. A little crunchy. Sweet. So I'm guessing, well, anywhere between, well, yeah, about 45 to an hour. So this moose was definitely just through here. I mean, it's almost got like a caramel filling, because it does.
Look here, scat, not scat, scat, not scat.
Little candy treat. Now I'm gonna follow these moose.
really gonna pay attention because I don't want to step right on a moose in here, and this stuff is thick. In all my years in Montana, I've been charged by a grizzly bear less than I have by moose. Look at that. Right here is a cow and a calf. When it comes to protecting their calf, a moose cow will come right after you and put the hooves to you. So this time of year, I still carry my bear spray, but now it turns to moose spray.
I'm just gonna try to sneak in.
Now, I'm playing chicken with a mama moose, and that's not a smart thing to do. But her ears are still forward, and I'm watching for her to start to pin her ears back, her hackles to go up. And if that happens, my safety trigger's coming off my bear spray.
They're pretty aware. They're pretty skittish.
Pull, 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 pull. The cow and the calf are out of here.
It's amazing an animal that big can just disappear.
So I start looking around. I glass what I think at first is like a herd of cows.
Wow, there's a ton of moose out there.
Then when I look through my binoculars, it blows my mind. 7 adult moose.
So this is really crazy. There's 7 moose out here, 4 bulls, 3 cows, out in this wide open flat grass. And in order for me to actually sneak up closer to them, I'm gonna use this ditch here. It's like, I mean, it's like I'm sneaking up on a grizzly bear out in the middle of a meadow in Yellowstone. It's so weird.
The moose, the largest member of the deer family, is not known for being in herds. But once a year, at the peak of the rut, everything changes. It's a rare thing called a supergroup, when up to 30 moose come together. It's like a mirage, and everything I know about moose is out the window.
And this is first for me, an absolute first.
If I can get in the middle of the herd, there's a chance that I can see behavior that nobody's ever seen before.
I don't really know what to expect. Here's an animal that's notorious for being aggressive. Now I've got a herd of them. And I've got 7 individual personalities that could be a bunch of bad dudes. These moose could come over, and you can see there's not a tree for me to climb. Is this crazy? I think so. Most of them are watching me.
During the mating season, these guys were fighting. Now, they're so exhausted that they don't even see each other as a threat. But what does that make me? As I approached, they treat me just like any other predator.
Busted. I'm glad they chose flight over fight. This really inspires me to try to get in the middle of the herd, to try to get close and learn more about these animals.
For me to get in that herd is going to be impossible because they feel threatened. But during the rut, their minds are on other things. Their minds on mating. And that'll be a perfect opportunity, while they're distracted, to get in the middle of the herd. I missed my shot to get inside a supergroup, but I know a place where I might get a second chance. Alaska.
It's just crazy right here in the middle of town. The rut is going down. I mean, this big bull has found this cow. He's watching it. Pretty crazy.
Alaska moose are the biggest in the world, and I know exactly where to find these giants. But it might not be where you expect.
Wow, this is cool. It's like a museum.
This is Knight's Taxidermy. As soon as I get to Russell's shop, I can see he's quite an artist.
And I've been a taxidermist since 1973.
He's like Albert Einstein of the taxidermy world that's drank way too much moonshine.
I took a mail order course through the mail, $1 a month.
So, I mean, obviously, you've got this art down of making this look as real as possible.
What am I doing here? Well, I've got a crazy idea to get myself into the middle of a supergroup. And Russell, he's the only guy for the job.
Knight's Taxidermy is known for first, and this is going to be a first. I can see moose, horns, wheels, and possibly blood involved.
Wow, this is like a factory back here.
Yeah, this is my little shop.
Let's see what you got.
Well, it's right around the corner. You ready?
I'm ready. Around the corner, and bang, right there, a giant bull moose strapped to the front of a four-wheeler. This is gonna be awesome. Or really dumb.
Here he comes. Hurry up, he's coming.
Watch my back.
This is probably the most dangerous time of year for moose, especially in urban areas.
We live in Anchorage, it's kind of like a threat you gotta live with.
It seems impossible, but moose injure more Alaskans every year than bears. So I need some expert advice.
It's a time of year where you really need to pay attention to what's going on around you.
And there's one person that takes all the calls. Jesse Coltrane.
Wild moose will literally stand at the edge of the woods, and you may not see them, but they know when you've stepped one step too close, and that's when they're gonna come at you.
Jesse takes me to one of Anchorage's big city parks. And sure enough, we walk right up on a massive cow.
Gotta stay close together.
She's really watching this cow. And it's got me a little nervous because Jessie knows her moose. Always go backwards, right?
So the last thing we want right now is her to charge and come over and put the hooves to us.
In a moose supergroup, I could be dealing with 20 cows. If I can't handle just one, I'm in trouble.
Wow, she's as big as the biggest moose in Montana.
This is not that big. It's probably average.
And look at the face. That head's got to be
Oh, their
like
heads are huge.
that long.
No, not that long.
How
That's
long?
a canoe. We're like this.
That's pretty big, man.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And why the long face?
They're very sad.
Oh, yeah, there's tracks everywhere in here. What the heck happened here?
This is a really cool rutting pit. You smell that?
Yeah, it is very, very pungent.
Well, that's moose pee. So the bulls make these pits and they dig it all up with their hooves, and then they pee in it, and then they splash themselves with the pee. They get it on their antlers, and this is all to attract the ladies.
So it's like moose cologne.
It's, yes, in a sick pee kind of way.
Yeah.
This is a moose magnet, and it not only does it attract cow moose, but it also attracts other bulls.
The pull of the rut pit draws in up to 30 hormone-crazed moose. That's the Alaskan supergroup, and that's what I'm after. And when I find it, I'm going in. I can't go head-to-head with a moose, but Bullwinkle, my experimental moose decoy, can. He's the ultimate weapon to unlock the secrets of the moose rut.
So, you know, it's so important to pay attention to detail in these moose mounts, but especially for Casey, because he's going to want his moose to be convincing. Yeah, this is about a 65-inch bull moose. This is what we consider a trophy bull.
So I've got this crazy idea to understand moose rutting behavior, and it all starts with the antler.
The moose antler is amazing. I mean, it looks like two giant satellite dishes, this big palmated antler on either side of its head, and it's used for so many things. They communicate with each other, they fight with each other, they do this beautiful display to each other to either attract or deter.
I made these, you know, you said you needed to be able to put 3 different sizes on, so I made them so you can see how they work. They slide right off. So this rack right here is the medium-sized rack.
Okay.
But let me show you the other pair I got for you.
So here's the million-dollar question. How do these things actually work in battle?
Here's your side.
Whoa,
Look at that.
that's a big guy.
Yeah, and here's my side.
Russell has made the moose with 3 sizes of interchangeable antlers. Little tiny guys, medium ones, and big, massive ones.
And here's my side. And you just basically you just lift them up, and you kind of gotta kind of line them up to be able to get them on.
Meet Bullwinkle, a weapon of moose destruction.
It's time to get this moose mobile. Here we go.
As I pull out of the garage with this giant moose rack and head strapped on the front of a 4-wheeler, I think, this might be the craziest thing I've ever done.
Studying moose, there's no better place to get up close than here in Alaska's Kenai Moose Research Center. A cow moose comes into estrus for only 18 to 24 hours, and that moment is now. And Lenny here is hardwired to know that, and he's the biggest, most mature bull here at Kenai. And he is focused on his girlfriend over here across the way. If there wasn't a fence in the way, he'd be over there. And that makes it prime time for my experiment. There's a new bull in town, Lenny. I've got the perfect moose decoy. Now I gotta add a little scent to the scene. The best way to do that is to find a rut pit. So I'm looking around here and trying to find one. If I find one, I'm gonna dig up the stinky mud, put it in this bag, apply it to my scene. Hopefully it adds to the attraction. How many bulls we have in this pen? So one thing, you gotta keep your eye out for the actual rutting moose. Adds a little bit added danger to this game of hide and seek. We got an incoming bull. He's a little bit quicker pace than I like to see. Last thing we want to do is be messing with the bull's rut pit while he's already feeling a little aggressive. Uh-oh. Got Bullwinkle here in the Kenai Peninsula, ready for some moose interaction. So first up, I'm gonna bring the mobile moose in here to meet her, Gert. Now, Gert is an estrus. She's a female, and if everything works out right, she's gonna fall in love with the new addition. You ready to meet your new boyfriend? His sights on his latest competition. This has got to be a concern to him. There's a bigger, badder moose in his girlfriend's house. So this is looking pretty good. I know the cow's in here in the pen somewhere. I don't see her, but I know she's close. I've got to do one thing now. I've got to add some scent to the experiment. Here's the mud from the rut pit, and this stuff stinks. This is for the ladies. That's looking pretty good. Smelling pretty good. Now, just sit back and wait.
So I get my decoy into position, and Gert is nowhere to be found. I get up and start looking around. And the good thing is that I have Russell watching the situation too. And if I get approached by a moose, you know, he can give me the heads up.
You have any sighting of a female?
I've been looking and looking, and I don't see the female yet. Could be any minute, though.
Maybe our moose is ugly.
I don't think our moose is ugly, but I just think he's so handsome that maybe she's scared away.
Lenny is coming down towards us, so I'm assuming that he's got his eyes fixed on the prize. Keep your eyes open, because I think that gal might be near. We've got 2 bulls now on the adjacent pen. The competition is starting to heat up.
I'm seeing movement.
Yeah, she's slowly heading our way here. She's got him spotted. Okay, she's making her move towards mobile moose right now. Gert gets in close.
Oh, I see her.
Definitely sees our decoy. Then she turns and runs the other direction. I told you that moose was ugly.
I'm a bit disappointed. I thought it was handsome.
Moose calf rodeo, bottle feed, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be rowdy. Gert's giving our decoy the cold shoulder.
Oh, here they come. Look at them.
But I want to see the results after a date goes well.
It's like I'm using my football skills here. Spin move.
This is fun. If you look at these guys, you know, one thing about a moose, they're kind of like Alaska's giraffe. Look at the long legs, the long face. They can reach up. And at only a few months old, these guys are strong, and look how big they are. Nearly as tall as I am.
It's a very vulnerable time for moose calves out in the wild. Over 50% of moose calves die in their first year, and it can be wolves, grizzly bears, weather. They have a lot of things going against them.
50% seems pretty high. Then I see this footage from Denali National Park. These wolves are in hunt mode. I bet this cow could run away, but she's got that little calf to protect. Wolves love chaos. This is their moment. Now the mom and calf run to the water. This could be the only chance that they have. But in the end, there's just too many wolves. It's heartbreaking, but this really is just a day in the life of an Alaskan moose calf. Survival's a long shot. But a supergroup might be nature's way of beating the odds. I've got to go to the wilds of Denali to find out.
So when the sun goes down, that's when the action really heats up. I've got at least 3 or 4 cows right here and a big bull slipping in behind. You can see his rack coming through the trees right here. It's just being this close to these massive animals in the dark. It's pretty awesome.
To be out in the middle of the night during the height of the moose rut at its highest level of activity is amazing. Now I've got this thermal imaging camera that I can actually watch it all go down.
Look at the size of this guy. And he's just focused on these females, trying to find which one's gonna give in. And right now, they're not real interested. This guy, he is humongous. He's ready for a battle for sure.
And I can hear it, breaking branches, snorting, groaning, and it's all around me.
He's coming our way. I'm gonna back out. He's a pissed off dude right now. He's looking around, he's looking for chicks, he's looking for a fight. And I don't wanna be the guy he picks. But look at the size of this. Look at that. He's as big as one lane of the highway.
The bull's off to find this supergroup.
Here we go.
So am I.
Look at this. Really fresh wolf scat. And all through it is moose hair. I know I've got moose in the area, maybe even wolves. This is getting really awesome.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to get wet. Gotta get my boots off, my socks. Take my pants off, too. Don't get too jealous. Whew, that's cool. Numb.
Quite a ways away, I see definitely a bull moose. There's some other animals around, probably cows, I can't tell. But I can see his rack, just these like light-colored, reflecting right back at my eyes right here. Just huge rack.
I start scanning. There's some moose over here, some moose over there. Then I hit the main group. The entire hillside is covered with them. This has to be the supergroup.
Look at that.
I need to get up on that hill now.
It's thick in here. And this little bull's got me pegged. He's looking right at me. He definitely knows I'm coming. Check this out. This little bull has been practicing with his antlers the big battle that he might have. You can see he's taking it out on this spruce tree. Hopefully he doesn't want to come over and practice on me.
This is getting crazy. He's not moving. One of us has to go. I've got one eye on the supergroup up on the hill, and the other on him.
I think that's him telling me to get lost.
I'm not a big bull moose, but I'm gonna try to call his bluff.
He kind of jumped out of there. So I don't know who else is in here, but I'm gonna pay attention. That's for sure.
It's clear, these bulls know something I don't. The rules of moose battle. It's time to take Bullwinkle to the School of Hard Knocks. The other bulls are primed for battle.
Well, I think we should throw this big rack on for sure first because we don't want him to get creamed right away. And I think that he'll have a chance here.
The big antlers should make the other bulls think twice about challenging Bullwinkle. But that's just a theory. Things are about to get real.
It's gonna be awesome. Time for a battle. Oh, here we go, Lenny. Here's your friend. I think I'll put him right here, right over the top of this rut pit. If that doesn't say bring it on, I don't know what does.
Here he comes. Hurry up, hurry up. He's coming.
First bull that shows up is Lenny, a 14-year-old in his prime. If anybody's gonna kick my decoy's butt, it's this guy.
But here he comes. He's coming over.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Now, this is face-to-face, Mobile Moose versus Lenny. He comes in slower and slower. Is this his tactic? Come in slow, then put the punch to him? Yeah, a little head sway. I mean, that's a challenge if I've ever seen it right there.
He's staring him in the eye like this.
He starts really sizing the bull up, and I think he's gonna charge. He's gonna nail this thing.
Lowering his tines down, he's looking at him. He's walking around him, sizing him up. Giving a big bull moose strut. Now, what Mobile Moose's body language is saying is, I'm not afraid, give me some more. Lenny is showing him. Look at this rack. I'll tip it sideways. You can see all the tines. You can see how big my spurs are.
I think, okay, he's gonna get him from the backside.
Keeps walking. Stops. Gives one final long look. Then walks away. Didn't want to engage, but he definitely gave him some pretty gnarly body language. Pulled those ears back, tipped his antler over, letting Mobile Moose know he might be in trouble.
I noticed our decoy's antlers are larger than Lenny's. Maybe Bullwinkle's too dominant. I have to take it to the next level. I move the decoy directly between the bulls and Gert. In the moose rut, every bull moose wants to be the closest to the cow and estrus. So this is like a direct challenge.
We've got another bull on the scene. All right, Russell, we've got, looks like Walter. He's number 2 in the pecking order here in this pen. This could be a little different. Oh, we've got 2 bulls approaching.
Then out of the blue, Lenny just wheels around and challenges Walter. There's no contact, just body language. And Lenny puts Walter in his place.
Lenny did a lot of the same things that my decoy's doing, just kind of held his head high, frozen, and stared at Walter. So it makes me wonder if the decoy is too dominant.
This gives me an idea. While Lenny is still focused on Walter, I downsize the decoy's antlers.
So this is looking good.
Lenny might just think it's a different bull. He's coming in hot.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
sizing him up. I think
It's right in the moose's route.
Got a clash.
Oh, they're coming in close as they've ever been. What's he gonna do? Just hit him with his antlers. He didn't know what to do, but they hit antlers. Lenny bailed right away. He probably didn't like the way the little bull moved after he got hit. Kind of made an odd sound.
Lenny had to assert his dominance. I think he's hardwired to challenge a rival with the same antler size. It's just like a boxer that will only fight another boxer in the same weight class.
I mean, how many taxidermy bulls get to actually go head-to-head with a live moose?
I think we made history.
History today.
Now I need to test my antler size theory in the wild. But I've lost the super group, and I mean lost. This is gonna be a long night.
There's something right out there. Listen. You can hear it. Yeah, I just woke up to some breaking branches out there, and at first I thought it was just the wind or something. I said breaking branches. It's gotta be a moose or a bear. We should grab the thermal binoculars and you gotta where they? Yeah, they're right over here. Okay. So there's a couple moose out here, and some come right by the tent. There's two. There's something. There might be one right. Wait a minute. That's not a moose. That's not a moose. What the heck is that? It's a lynx, I think. Look at that guy move. He's so graceful. Totally hunting.
The lynx is a cat only found in northern forest. It spreads its toes as it walks, forming a natural snowshoe. They hunt at night, so seeing this is incredibly rare.
Oh, this is so cool. There he goes. He's gone just like that. I think I must be right in the middle of the supergroup right now. There's a bunch of moose right over here. Oh. Moose right there, big bull moose. Go. Oh. I was so paying attention to that lynx. To this big bull moose that walked up right behind me. I think I am in the middle of a moose supergroup in the middle of the night, and I'm not gonna get in that guy's way. I think the best thing I can do right now, get some rest when the sun comes up. So I'm up really early, and I just heard a big bull grunting when I was laying in my tent. So I jumped up, and he's just right over here somewhere. Jeez, oh Pete, that's a big boy.
He's looking right through me. Then I realize he's got his eye on the cow behind me.
She's kind of crawled into this kind of tight, kind of thick area, and he He's trying to get into her, but his giant antlers are too big to get in there.
Get in the thick timber and wait to watch. She'd come right by me and try to hide in the same stand of timber that I was.
All of a sudden, I've got a cow in heat and a very aggressive bull moose, and he's coming right at me. It's a tight situation, and I have nowhere to go. The cow is just getting more and more on edge. She pins her ears back and she stomps at me.
Okay, I'll back up.
And here comes the big bull on the other side.
Well, this guy's coming over to check me out, so I gotta be on my toes. Hang tight. Okay, I'll back up. Hang tight.
It's that moment of body language. Two mammals in a meadow. I'm talking moose with moose.
Definitely an adrenaline rush, no doubt.
I turned back to where the cow was. But wait a minute. How did she get over here? That's not the same cow. They're everywhere.
I'm in the middle of a supergroup. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even over 10 moose with me right here. I've got cows coming from my right, my left. I am completely surrounded by moose. I finally have infiltrated the supergroup, and they've actually accepted me into the herd. It's amazing. And even the king of the group, the big bull, has let his guard down. But to be this close to this situation is really once in a lifetime.
It's taken every skill that I have to get me to this point. But one false step could turn the herd against me.
Something's happening over here. Two bulls right here. Oh, they're...
It's two bulls, and they're moving fast.
Let me take the camera from you, and then I'll just sneak in there. It's pretty thick there. I'll just take it from you, okay? He's looking for a fight. There's the other big bull. Dude, they're right. They're so close. Okay, I've got two big bulls running in front of me.
Now I'm looking straight down the barrel, and their antlers are the same size. Look at that.
All this power is clashing. This is ridiculous.
That's when it hits me. My experiment with Bullwinkle just played out in the wild. Two matched rivals battling it out to be the super moose.
Dude, just tell me you got that fight.
That was insane. That was insane.
Next year, just like every year, the battle begins again.